payback time. I say me sell out people and it's not payback time. Payback time, it's a payback time. Lolo 2018 election, Tolomo. So we dey go, Dr. Samura na the choice of the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. So we dey go, APC all for the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, APC all for the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, President Koroma be cana power where we country salon big banner. Oh na na na. President Koroma be cana power where we country salon big banner. They give you good road and they light up the country salon in pull in a corner. They not to free money gonna Ghana. They don't make sure me go ask them blama. I said the youth them say, pardon go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Comrade Sweet Bonita. We are live today with Comrade Igalo. As usual, we're talking about the youth conference in Belgium. Comrade Igalo, do you want to come through, please?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Sweet Bonita. Good evening, listeners. Good evening, my people. And we want to welcome you to this second edition of Youth Hour, coming to you live from the APC Diaspora Online TV. In today's edition of the show, we are coming to talk to young people from Sierra Leone and the APC party, and young people from the diaspora, one from Germany and one from Canada. It's going to be a very interesting show. We are going to delve on issues pertaining to young people in the country as we are fastly approaching the June 24 elections. It is what's very important for us as young people to start to call off politicians, to start to discuss the way forward, what is going to be the plans for the APC party for young people, and what is equally going to be the plans to ensure that the manifesto that is going to be shared out to the citizens of Sierra Leone, both home and abroad, it has to be reflective of the young people, owing to the fact that the young people constitute a larger population of Sierra Leone. And I want to believe that His Excellency President Koroma, former President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, laid very solid foundation in terms of bringing young people to governance and making young people feel that they own the political space in Sierra Leone. But in this era of President Bio, we see what we call a paradigm in terms of youth commitment, in terms of supporting young people, not only in governance, in diverse ways, in different ways, but rather we've seen young people loitering around Sierra Leone. Drug abuse has been the order of the day, crime has been the order of the day. Young people are languishing in poverty. They are being robbed of their youth age. And then we are going to delve much on that today, and we will start to discuss what are the gains of President Bio in terms of his commitment, in terms of services to the young people as compared to the past, and what is going to be the future of young people by God's grace on the 24th of June, when Dr. Samara shall become the next president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. What is in the package for young people, and how young people are going to position themselves to own the manifesto of the All People's Congress under the leadership of Dr. Samora Kamara and his vice president in waiting, Chairman Ramadan Majuba. Over to you, Sweet Bonita. We can go on to the jingle wise. I will try to reach out to the guests to ready themselves as we are going to kickstart to call them and see what they can say or what they have to talk to their colleagues, young people. Over to you, Sweet Bonita.
I say me sell people and it's not payback time. Payback time, it's a payback time. I say me sell people and it's not payback time. Payback time, it's a payback time. Lolo 2018 election, Tolomo. So we dey go, Dr. Samura na the choice of the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. say the youth them say, if I don't work,
Thank you very much, sweet Bonita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the Fambulem, like I been mentioned, say today we did this now the second edition of the Youth Hour program where they cancel na live now. APC Diaspora Online TV. Me will present this show to now today. Me and Mohamed Kamara, commonly called Comrade Igalo, the Secretary General of the Diaspora Young Congress of the All People's Congress. Inside this show today, like I mentioned, we can look at issues pertaining young people. We can, in one way or the other, we can rate the leadership of President Madabio in commitment, in service to young people, compared to President Ernest Bai Koroma former, because some of we be done in at the youth sector since inception. We see the establishment of the Ministry of Youth Affairs in 2013. In 2012 as well, we see the establishment of the National Youth Commission by former President Ernest Bai Koroma. We see plenty developments and take place inside the youth sector. There were projects, programs like the Youth in Fisheries Project, the National Youth Service Scheme, the Youth Empowerment Fund, the Graduate Internship Program organized by the National Youth Commission, and we see the National Youth Fund way for be replicated in all districts. We'll see structures were formed by the Ministry of Youth and the Youth Commission. We get district youth councils all over the country. We get National Youth Council, where and have been Commonwealth, Youth Commonwealth Secretariat become constitute that body of the National Youth Council. We'll be getting a leader as well. And the young people, we don't get high respect in Sierra Leone in terms of positioning both the legislative arm and equally the executive arm of governance. Even at the judiciary, we see influx of lawyers when are young people. We see even the education system where we equally be, as the governments of the past, they provide scholarship for university students, then like the Lincoln University, New University, where we be introduced during the reigns of Ernest Koroma. And we see 80, 90%, almost 100% of the young people within the age of 18 to 35. And again, the Youth Empowerment Fund, the National Youth Service Scheme, all length here and they happen under Ernest Koroma regime. So the vexing question we can ask ourselves today, what really happened inside President Bio's new direction for young people? And these are some of the issues we can discuss. And equally, we could discuss about the forthcoming Diaspora Young People's Congress in Belgium. We get for take place in Belgium. It's a youth conference and a fundraising dance with Mr. Segudede as Secretary General of the Young Congress. So, a range of issues that, like I mentioned, we get for do with young people. And as a people, we constitute the large majority in Sierra Leone. We need for ask questions to we lead us them. And which they actually get for doing at the manifesto of the All People's Congress for young people. Because the young people are the bedrock of development in any nation. If we failed for empower the young people as a nation, we'll continue for fail like it happened in the 5 years of President Madabio. And my first guest for this show, I go come in and introduce him. Now the Diaspora Young Congress leader na Germany. He has been around young people. We see after the diaspora elections, the district elections, now the diaspora branches, we're now the new constitution and district. We see a lot of young people show up for positions and we still maintained the young congress now each and every branches. And we get leaders then it's an opportunity for letting self come talk let people know say the All People's Congress it really mean well for the young people and the young people are well represented. So I can come over to you for introduce yourself. Comrade Barry from Germany, the diaspora and the young people's congress leader na Germany. You can come in and introduce yourself, please.
Hi viewers and I'm Mohamed Barry, APC Germany Young Congress leader.
Thank you very much for introducing yourself. And Mr. Barry, first and foremost, I congratulate you on behalf of the young people of the Diaspora Young Congress on your election for represent the young people in Germany. Congratulations, sir. Inside this edition of today's program, we have a range of issues that we can discuss. And we go start with wetin you feel or wetin that you take about issues of young people in Sierra Leone, the past of an Escoma and the present. Wetin really now some of the things that way you view and where you should say these are challenges or these are things where for be captured in the new manifesto of Dr. Samora with Kamara, which you feel say now the key issues and challenges them way both the past of an Escoma and the failed political establishment of Madabio. Which are some of the things that we feel safe need for be captured so that they go position young people both in governance, in private life, in public life, and for ensure say Sierra Leone become Sierra Leone become a level playing field whereas young people go feel like say that they really own governance and that they really own the state.
Yeah, thanks, comrade. And as you say, the past government we see the encouragement, we then give to youth, and with the youth, we are one of the people, and like we do play important role to any society, to any developed society, and because we very very hardworking and creative, and so. And we see the former president give a lot of opportunities to youth. We see massive appointments in various ministries and different departments to youth, so that they be help the youth as well. But we see for the past 5 years, and the only thing we can talk about youth in a saloon, not just about drugs and fight around the country. So we don't see any encouragement for the youth, which of course we play to the next president winner, Dr. Samora, for see to this and for put some part of the manifesto. So at the end of the day, because we get a lot of role for play to any society. So we played to Dr. Samora as well, where they come in and give the youth more opportunities as well. So at the end of the day, we will see the development of youth in our country there.
And yes, and pleading to Dr. Samora Kamara, which you feel safe or be reflective of the new manifesto in terms of youth empowerment. You get any key things in mind where you feel see that so you won't believe about you see the developments where they happen.
Yeah, definitely. One of the key things that what they expect from Dr. Samora as well. Now for like give more like scholarship to youth in the country for go study even like abroad and all, and also create like a work for youth as well, like bring in a lot of companies in the country. So at the end of the day, the youth go engage in something. So we're not going to see any we don't say fight na youth. So at least let the youth they engage in something, because we see for the past years the youth not engage in anything. The only thing we'll see youth in for just go out there, take push and all that stuff. So we encourage as well Dr. Samora for create more jobs for the youth in the next coming years as well.
So who's are the key areas where you think say the new manifesto of APC, courtesy of the leader Dr. Samora Kamara, for really concentrate on in terms of youth empowerment? Because youth empowerment, we see say the structures are already established. There's a Ministry of Youth Affairs now, there is a youth commission. We don't get the youth empowerment fund, we don't get the National Youth Service Scheme. What do you really think as a leader of your constituency in Germany and you represent the young people? What do you really think say or whose areas or whose approach you feel say Dr. Samara Kamara being if he can become president of the country for really take in terms of empowering young people, because we get they can mention the structures are already there, but we know they see those structures under Madam Bill they move forward in terms of empowering the young people. Youth unemployment na Sierra Leone na 75%, almost 80% right now because youth are not employed
Yeah.
at all. Because you mentioned about the issue of
No.
push, you mentioned about the issue of drug abuse and other thing. Because employment's not there. Which areas you think say we able to create employment for young people where the new manifesto of APC for really concentrate on?
I think there are a lot of ways where the president can lobby and file youth as well, and Dr. Samura is somebody who well known internationally. So I believe Dr. Samura coming in the next election, we go get more work for youth as well, and so at the end of the day, the youth can go engage in something where we will not go see any violence, and so because if the youth are engaged in something, because what the youth say, we are the leaders, we are the entrepreneurs, we are everything, and I believe so if we engage in a lot of things, we like jobs and other stuff, and I believe with Dr. Samura coming in, and it go focus more on the youth because now, and also we need that kind of polite somebody we not too harsh, we encourage the youth be, and Dr. Samura that kind of quiet person and all, and I believe saying coming in come June 24, we go see a better youth in the country.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Family, when they listen to the APC Diaspora Online TV, this is not the Youth Hour program. We only bring to this program in a Galo, and then we just did talk to Comrade Mohamed Bari, the Diaspora Young Congress leader in Germany, and then in the studio, Sweet Bonita, we don't get other guests them in. Okay. We still wait for the other guests them for login. We know say we can forget two guests them from the
The Canadian is in.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we when Fambula I just be joined by the youth leader of Canada, Comrade Alusang Bangura. Is a very promising young man who has been around the youth sector for time now. And I believe say he gets wealth of experience in terms of representing young people, in terms of policy management. Because when I get an engagement with him, the wealth of experience in the youth issues really, really rich. And I go and come inside the show. Comrade Alusan Bangura, can introduce yourself, please.
Well, Fambuluna, good evening. My name is Alusan Bangura, and me na the youth leader for APC Canada branch.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining me on this show. And in today's edition of the show, this is now second edition of Youth Hour. We broadcast live from APC Diaspora Online TV. Me will present this show, Mina Comedy Galo, and again, me co-presenter on Sweet Bonita. And you be done there around during an Escomine regime in terms of youth empowerment, and then with the current administration of Madabio. Which really now you take in terms of the past of an Escoma and the present in terms of emphasis, commitment, the desire for say young people are really positioned for takeover leadership, for takeover governance in terms of their employment, in terms of their safety, in terms of having them for able realize their potentials. And then carry on.
No. I say you want finish for ask the question.
Yeah. So just land in terms of sorry, listeners. We've just been joined by the public relations officer for the APC National Young Congress. We no less a person, but Mr. Sanko. A day with you live now the studio. I'll come to you very shortly for letting you introduce yourself. Over to you, Alusan. I just believe the premises of the past of Ernest Koma in administration in terms of empowering and positioning young people into governance, in terms of bringing policies in place for ensure say young people they really believe in the government of the day, and young people get a faith say there is light at the end of the tunnel. But in the administration of Madabio, we don't see the trend at which young people are not go. The issue of drug abuse, no commitment, no desire from the leader to ensure say young people get that hope or even believe in the country. And which really you feel say now the missing link for let Madabio continue that legacy, because under the administration of Anes Koma, we get the Ministry of Youth Affairs separated from Youth and Sports. We get the National Youth Commission. We get the Youth Empowerment Fund. We get the National Youth Service Scheme. All linked in the Youth in Fisheries Project. We get the Youth Farms, them, the National Youth Councils, the Youth Councils, all over youth representation be there. So what do you think say really na the missing link with the like today? For let we even hear the government they talk about young people, they find it extremely difficult. What's are the missing link? As somebody with experience in youth issues.
Well, I want to tell you plenty thank you. And I believe say this is a timely program and the question they in place, even though we the focus on the youth. So if you ask me for the missing link, I want for come out from the youth sector first, large generalizer, because everybody knows say when the SLPP take power in 2018, the first thing we then do, then decide for establish the GTT committee, when are the government transition stuff we then do. I believe say the missing link Nayanda start because in governance we all know say government na continuity. You dey come na power. You dey look at waiting you meet, try for review am, waiting correct, you left am, waiting need some amendment, you amend them, but then decide say no waiting, let we left everything. Now make we be the try for link and escoroma in government with Madabio. I really not be one because me not keen one for talk and try for compare the two, because for me I don't say they are two different. And I don't want for compare and escoroma and Madabio. The reason why I don't want for compare the two, during an escoroma in government, me not be active youth active as alone where I start my activism under the Children from Network till later I decide to establish my own organization with an action for youth and children's network. So I know much about things that will happen during an escroma in time. And we matter be come. I want to tell you say now me now the person we coordinates over 15 youth groups them across the country, where the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development be give me the assignments for DUAM, where we put together a position paper, and me take that leadership day for put together a position paper on what we want to see in the government of Madabio in development agenda, than at the PRSP form, the poverty reduction strategy paper. So now the missing link, like as I be say, now the GTT reports, now in miss everything, now make this government fail in every sector. Because when they come, then decide say no, we left everything where an escroma do. They don't want to know nothing but what an escroma do. And I tell you one thing, what to make an Madabio fail. Madabio a jump an escroma, a jump Tijankaba, a jump Momo, a jump Papa Sheki, a go to Albert Magai. If you look at the system of how Madabio rules Salon for the past 5 years, you go back to 1964 to 67 APC kind of power. You look at and say everything where Albert Magai do, na Madabio can implement. So now make a miss everything. So the transition are the biggest problem. Everything but the transition, and Escoma left game a written document. When Tijan Kababi hand over, now just a piece of paper, and Escoma gets documents for the very first time in the history of Salon for them, an outgoing leader left a written document where print and add copy a hand over game say, but now this now me report for me past 10 years. So anybody who gets development agenda, when I developmental oriented somebody, you go through all the thing in there, but then decide no Lord left this part in 10 years reports we don't give we. Let we focus on we own. We begin see waiting and talk na the GTT report. And waiting David Francis pull na the GTT report na in them follow. So the missing link na yanda day. The transition was very poor.
Okay, thank you very much for that elaborate beginning, because at the end of the day, and we can forget a foundation for everything will begin. And the rotten foundation we then set, now you don't listen. And then I want to believe say Mr. Sef we they are we all affected, because when the SLPP take over governance, the first approach and then first step now for disgrace diplomatic officers them. I remember vividly when I write a letter say each and every ambassador or diplomat all for return to Sierra Leone. Otherwise, they have their own pain. The former chief minister, now he do that letter, even though he was not the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Currently, we're not the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Francis. You know, so it's like,
so I'm not caught you though. So I'm not caught you though. Like what you don't say. Now I make I tell you say. Now Albert Magai in system like it. When Albert Magai, when we lost Samuel Magai, Albert Magai, them agree for give him the power. The parliament agree for give him the power. By them, John Kelfasmat, now he have been the foreign minister, right? So influential and powerful to Samuel Magai be there against that decision. They fight all angle for make them overturn that decision. They not do them. What did he do? Albert Magai sacked Samuel Magai. Sorry, he sacked he sacked Kelfasmat. He pull him with some key other people. So now this now make I tell you say now the system, the 1964 of Albert Magai, Naim Marabio come and replicate. He left and Escoma, all other people. As he kind of pass, so begin run after people that we feel say enough for work with. And that are the missing link.
Yeah, so having said that, coming to the issue of young people, because these are the bonding issues in Sierra Leone, we don't see youth and employment, they really don't become so frustrating in the sense that even the foundations the way President Nkrumah left, then structures and still they exist, but nothing, absolutely not, they move forward, because the one they waited before, I mean, from the president, and commitment very lacking, the spirit's not even there for ensure say young people really own the new direction, but rather they introduce drugs abuse, some substances, then they were very, very damaging to the young people and the future of Mama Salon. So, and in terms of the direction what will they take now as a party under Dr. Samora Kamara, which are your expectation for the inside the manifesto in terms of youth empowerment, in terms of youth participation, both in governance and in politics, which is really not your expectation as the diaspora, as the young Congress leader in Canada, and somebody will get wealth of experience. What are your expectation?
Well, like as I say earlier, my background on youth activism, where if I even oversee that based on that at the global level, because one thing I want to make we understand, there is no government where they operate without align your personal development. I mean, your country development with that global level development. We almost say Salon de part of the United Nations, where now about 192 countries make up the United Nations. The United Nations always can get a development agenda where every government, every manifesto across the world, all their 192 countries then they develop their manifestos based on what's in at that global level. Whereas I speak to you now, we implement what we call the Sustainable Development Goals. We get 17 goal stems, thematic goal stem. And I'll be there as one of the people that we be on the push for let we get youth involvement into this. From where we get since then under an Escoma, we get as the Millennium Development Goals. Chijankaba, we get as the Millennium Development Goals. So what I try to say here is that from that top level, take them to the bottom, youth now a priority. Youth now a development, center now every nation from the UN SDG take them done. So when you develop you country development plans, youth them for be key people, because when you look at the legitimate census we get 2015, about 15% of Salone population constitutes with the youth them. So when you miss the youth them, automatically you don't miss everything. Because if you say they go into women's issues, there are youths way now woman them. So for answer you, I believe say the next APC government for put youth priorities at the topmost agenda. There are a lot of issues, and guess what? If they're able to address the youth problems them na Salone, automatically they're able to solve so many problems the way they affect the nation. When I young people,
you able give some one or two
of
insights
course,
or
yeah, the
one or
first one.
two examples, areas, and we Dr. Samora for really concentrate in terms of youth empowerment, because like I tell you, the foundation already be done be laid by Anes Kumar. I don't mention the institutions the way Anes Kumar bring forward in terms of commitment to young people. We even promise to young people and say go lay life for them. And we'll see the trajectory at least where it be the take for bring young people into governance. Even bringing Jerry Coco as running mates under Samora Kamara. I believe say he even mentioned that during the McKinney convention before the 2018 elections. He mentioned say they promised to young people and he give Jerry Coco as an example of the young people that we don't invest in politically for take over governance in Sierra Leone. Then when Mother Bio came, absolutely there's zero commitment in terms of young people. Better that we see the introduction of substance with the kill the future of young people. And on them grounds there, me one we debate and discuss issues of young people. One, we get Dr. Samara Kwama, who has been around governance. And I sure see most of them policies and they will them pass through is aware and abreast with them. Whose areas and where you feel saying are development driven areas where we need for concentrate on for able to empower the young people in terms of employment? Because youth unemployment is just like when you come out university. We get up to 6,000-7,000 university graduates every year because we don't get plenty of universities there now. Even the lawyers that we only get now, Jala, they offer law, Frabe College. We don't even get IMAT University as well. They all offer law. Then they see say the pressure really then on the job market, and the government's responsibility for ensure say they leverage them pressure the way they come from university, because then the government in responsibility they campaign on policies for ensure say they alleviate the lives of people. So if they happen, then it's a problem. We self as young people we need for begin sit down for discuss with your matters and make the necessary changes. Like these elections hours now they come. On the 24th of June, they get elections. It's really forbid the hope of young people, because in President Bio in administration, it completely don't fail young people. Waiting at some of the things that way young people for begin take now for ensure say they take the elections now to President Bio say you don't fail we and we not get any way for long we will give you another time for like can't fail we for another 5 years. Waiting at some of the areas and we if you see Dr. Samora for concentrate on for give hope to the young people. Say if he come na power on the 24th of June, things then go change and the young people will get smiles on them face. Lusai, you didn't say? Yes, Comrade Baggy, you did say you hear the premises why they try for draw.
Yeah.
2017, President Kuma in commitment at party level we bring Kancheri Koko as one of the representation in terms of investing in young people for can't take over governance. What do you think? Say, what do you really think? Because now your opinion now, me as a leader for young people in Germany. What do you think about the issue of regime change and how young people for influence that in the next coming elections?
Yeah, as you said, like Cherry Coco inside, and I believe the Cherry Coco appointment be influenced like more youth for believe in the APC, and we see massive youth and come on board for join the APC. And one of the things what I will let Dr. Samura do from now and for engage the youth as well, try to build up the confidence, because the youths then are alone and they just believe say they don't consider anymore. So they need the confidence as well from the leader. And so Dr. Samura need to engage the youth them and build up the confidence and assurance say we take up office at the end of the day, they will do the necessary needs them for help the youth them. So at the end of the day, they go transform to a better life.
All right. And Fambulem, like I mentioned, this now the APC Diaspora Young Congress and Youth Hour show where they come to live from APC Diaspora Online TV. Me would host this program in Mohamed Kamara, commonly called Comedy Gallo, Secretary General of the Diaspora, APC Diaspora Young Congress. With me, I get me presenter winner, Comrade Sweet Bonita. Sweet Bonita. Yeah, you don't hear the two youth man them. The leader, the young Congress leader for Canada and the young Congress leader for Germany. What you take? Because you said we don't in the youth sector. Somebody we don't promote youth activism. And I just graduate from the APC Young Youth League. We now a Young Congress. So what you really now you take? You've been around, you've been on the part of development as well. You have been very supportive in terms of and advocating for young people in the party and in governance. What you take? You don't listen from them two gentlemen there. We still wait on the AK Sanko, the PRO for the APC National and Young Congress and the deputy as well for joining soon at the program. What you don't take?
Well, honestly, I am not surprised because the two gentlemen that we had have literally showed us, and remember, these are the chairpersons for each of the countries. So you can imagine their wealth of experience. When it comes to the youth, it is an institution for aspiring politicians. That's our motto. So we are seeing the politicians growing. And as you rightfully mentioned that, yes, I have just graduated. Tomorrow will be when I will be handing over my certificate to say, yes, officially you are no longer youth. But anything that involves youth, definitely, no matter when, I'll be always ready to help. And I want to say thank you because, again, not all of us that have graduated the youth are still wanting us to come. But we are here to learn with you guys, not saying no because I am the oldest or I am this. No. We still work as a unit. And I think while we were within the youth, that was one of our key, is for us to listen and learn. And I am so grateful. But again, us having this youth hours is to remind comrades, Sierra Leoneans, that there will be a conference on the 27th of May so that they will be able to come in numbers. We want donations, but we also want the presence, the human touch. We need it in Belgium. Mr. Karim is just joining us. He's in the lobby again.
Okay. Let me just bring in Comrade AK Sanko, the PRO for the APC National Young Congress in Sierra Leone.
Okay. Well, Karim is here.
We are having challenges with the network. We are having challenges. We are having challenges with the network and at the same time electricity problem. These are all perennial problems accumulated and by the failed political establishment of Madabio, where then just they go and commission transformers and go and light and the people say that they get them 24 hours electricity. For old brother even log in now, so if it don't become so difficult, lights problem now, the tariff now for that all don't become a complex social emergency. And I want for believe the young people themselves we're so active na the social media, giving all the challenges that way they happen. No, we'll go sit down back again for re-elect Madabio for council for people again for the next 5 years. That is more so the reason why we didn't then show the now for speak truth to power. And let the young people know say we all for rise up to the occasion and stop the tyranny, stop the intimidation, victimization. We don't get no peace again, no peace of mind as Sierra Leone. When once you talk, the next step now for just go arrest you and go put you behind bars. You know, these are all issues and we need for coming, and at them platform there we get now for speak truth to power. And we have to do that until we vote Madabi, you know, in 24. Comrade AK Sanko, you're welcome to the program. This is not the APC Diaspora Online TV program. And we'll be discuss issues pertaining to young people in governance. You being the public relation officer for the APC National Young Congress, waiting at the position of young people in the new manifesto for campaign for the 24th June elections under Dr. Samura regime. Waiting at the position of young people in terms of waiting for involving a new manifesto. Is it online? Is Comrade AK Sanko online?
He might not be sitting on his desk, but he's still in the studio.
Comrade AK Sanko, you there? The PRO for the APC National Young Congress. You there online?
I think he's having a network issue. He's online, but there's no sound coming from his side.
A very terrible. These are the terrible situations we make young people with the 88 sleeps points we need for votes and RBO in. The topic for today are the youths as agents of change. We all for join hands together for be the agents of change and bring calm an administration we will seek the interests of we all Sierra-Leoneans. Comrade Baggy, you still there with me at the studio?
Yeah, I do too, yeah.
Yes, you know the topic for today now is youth as agents of change. Which now you change message and which now you message where you want the young people imbibe and for able put them practically for vote Madabio in the next elections out.
Now, one of the things where I tell you we can't use them out there now for believing Dr. Samura Kamara and because Dr. Samura run there around the politics or around the country development for the past 40 years. And I believe, so, in and out of Sierra Leone, about the country well. So I just want to let the youth out there for believing and with Dr. Samura coming in come June 24, we will get a different Sierra Leone and we will get like more opportunities for youth as well. So at the end of the day, we'll be able to showcase, with talent, we wealth of experience, because youth will be very, very hardworking. We get innovation, we get innovation and the way we want experience, but with the system of the country right now, with how the country did right now, we see like no hope again for youth, and youth like somehow scared and all, and they feel like there is no hope anymore for them. And I believe with Dr. Samura coming in June 24, we will get a different Sierra Leone again.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, they hope for Mama Saluna and Dr. Samura Kamai. They hope for the young people. Dr. Samura Kamai and the running mates. We by God in power on the 24th of June when he elects them, I believe Sierra Leone will be a very peaceful place for young people, and they will create that enabling environment for ensure say young people realize their potentials. Comrade Alusa, you still there with me on the line?
Yes, you get me?
Yeah, they get you loud and clear. So,
Okay.
Comrade Alusa, yeah, we talk about issues of youth employment and what's the percentage presently in terms of youth employment in the country?
Well,
as an expert in youth issues.
Even though I be get a break, will you be try to ask me based on waiting at some of the things the way the next government will focus, because to be honest, I not go one for give a percentage, because then today we for give percentages after any survey. So now I not get any statistics. But looking at the situation of the country, like yesterday, waiting happen August 8, August 9 and 10. I will use that as an yardstick for say the percentage of employment now for young people, something like around, can I say 10%? That's not for who that's the way. Even the 10%, I just want for give, but I'm not too sure. But like based on waiting up yesterday, because Igalo, I just come off from job, right? I left work 1 hour because now 1 hour and I left work just for come the part of this conversation. You feel say if you will call me for come protest, I've left me work, I've left 1 hour for come do. You feel say if somebody, let's say at this salon now, I get job what they do. Somebody call me say, sit down at host, no go work. You feel say I go sit down at host? No. 90% of the people awake come out August 8, 9, and 10. These are people away don't frustrate with the system. These are people away feel left out. Now people away not get job. Now people away feel say they want the capacity to build. You know, so for me, I believe say the one that way they into job as young people and around 10% out of 100%. And you be they ask me question when I be get a breakdown from me network. I don't know if you still want to make a go over the question will be the try to ask me concerning the issue.
Yeah, proceed. Carry on.
Okay. Igalo, like as I be said, the first mistake where this government do, we make up to this moment, they're able for achieve the goal stem, they're able for do anything way better. Then fail for follow the development key terms there, because in terms of development, you get things that way for follow. Anywhere we miss, you don't miss everything. You're not able to achieve any type of development, any sign of the world, if you not put engagement as a priority. Engagement. Now the key thing, even the reason we project them as alone, be it non-governmental projects, be it personal project where you want for help the community people, you know, we just grab, you go below at any community. If not to what they need, maybe not toilets they need. So engagement now the key thing, and they miss out totally. So I agree with my brother say that for engage the youth step, because one thing where like as I say, the development side, the NGO, the both the local and the international NGOs, for any project they want for do, whether not for young people, they must engage them, because when you engage, now you're able to know what are the burning issues them of the particular people that when you target. You know, they just come and predict something for them. So the next government under Dr. Samura Kamara, we want to let it put youth priorities, like as I said earlier, but let not just come and impose things them, saying that this we want for do on youth. Let's start the engagement, like the manifesto, me expectation. Let Dr. Samura not just go sit down with elder people for develop manifesto on youth aspect without meet or sitting down with the youth. Thank God we get a well-structured youth constituents within the party, both as national and the diaspora. I believe say Dr. Samura for engage, then two powerful body they are, for let we tell them waiting we want to see for young people. And we again, where they are them leadership position they are, we not just predict for we colleagues them. Like we reach out. I don't care whether I SLP people seen on APC or NGC. Instead you post where they salon, whether you not mandate mini, take your phone, engage, just ask her in a privileged conversation, say, what do you want for seeing the next government? Then he able to tell you, you pass them to the elder one them. So engagement for be the first thing where the next government for focus with youth them from this stage where they develop the manifesto, so that let we tell them what are the real problems where youth in the face. Again, a government's not a succeed because of money. Not to money, they make you succeed. In anything, not to money. If you don't get the idea, even if you get the money, you're not going to use them. Because you can get money, like Mother Bio, it gets the money. If you tell say money not come, anybody tell say this government not receive money, it receive money, but because of the ideas and all day, so what thing they do now miss management. Because if you look at what's in the develop 2018 the manifestos, you see say they get missed priorities. Things that they were there for do, they're not doing because the ideas are not there. The policies they were there for set up. So for me, I believe say the number one thing we cable make you achieve, you need to get policies. Igalo, we almost say what they oversee now policy now they follow. If they don't say they can't work 2 o'clock, you know can't work 4 o'clock. Now 2 o'clock, because they get policies there. And then they follow the policies there. So in terms of youth, I want them we get a youth policy. Maybe not be the work for government, so now not be the ministry there. But I hope say
Now during an expo in time we get the revised
yes, now we
national
get the
youth
youth policy. So we now
and
we
we
within the media they attack
and
we
the
now within the
African
government places then.
the
You
African
understand?
youth then the African youth charter back again, the Banjul protocol.
Yeah,
You know,
we
now
get
during an September we enact them back again, it become
yes.
a law because
Yes,
each and every
even
all
though
the
we get,
protocols and
even
then
though we get problem, I get problem with that charter day because of the time frame. That if they talk about the agenda, 2065, right?
the Banjul
It's so
protocol.
ambitious. It's so ambitious. It's so big. We don't want any kind of long thing then day. So that we go never for another day. So like what I be say, the policy, but it's good. We get a policy. We get a framework. It give you a guide on what you want to do for the next.
Okay. Ma just only day come with Alusai. And with your experience, this elections is about the future of the young people. On the 24th of June, it's about the future of the young people.
Yeah.
You think, say, we as a party, the APC, we prepare enough for ensure, say, the young people really navigate towards with policy for effect the regime change?
You mean we the young people or the big one them?
I mean the party itself, because now we they discuss about issues of young people. Now we they represent the young people.
Trust me. Now one thing now they will make I get motivated for join the political party. And you are una big for me in APC, right? I just joined APC. And me now be one person will be the advocates, will be the attack APC for so many places. I did a radio, then a TV from 2010 to 2017-18. All APC accountable on youth policies, other things them. But when I look at the setup, I believe say you question, it's just answerable based on the setup of the APC. I don't know, but apart from the young generation of the SLPP, the APC not gets a well-structured diaspora young people's movement like this. So for me, the party then are the right direction for make sure say youth them needs them be felt. Youth them be a priority because of them structures them they are where they. It only depends now to them now the secretariat how best they're able for make sure say they follow waiting they already established. Because now that problem that we already get, like as I be telling you earlier on, it's all about involvement. You know go see them, they say NAC meeting. I don't know if there is a youth representative within the NAC.
Yeah. I can confirm that to say the young Congress, the National Young Congress leader.
Okay.
A NAC member.
So let's tell you one thing. 2017, I began the opportunity for make the appointment for be the youth representative now a project where we call the Global Financing Facility, the GFF, now a World Bank project. We sit down with the top people from the world. I don't sit down with the World Bank president, say come down. We sit down and discuss on youth issues. The way we even look into what we call the sexual and reproductive health and rights. So that's a lot level that side. So it's all about engagement, involvement. Then we go able to succeed as a party if one, of course, the structures them already available, but we for make use of her, we for respect the structures them. We're not gonna say because we get a youth ministry, now agriculture, now then go implement for youth, where the Ministry of Youth sit down. Now happen on this government. For example, you see Ministry of Health Day, their first lady, now they share pad them. Then they go share something again for do with menstrual hygiene. So if APC, we already utilize these structures the way they make sure say they involve the youth the way they for let them take leadership, will they achieve that particular goal day?
I want to ask you this other question. You believe in Dr. Samora Kamara and Cheru Koko then leadership for ensure say young smiles in the faces of young people come the 24th of June when they win elections?
Well, I strongly believe in Dr. Samora Kamara. Let's just use in percentage 103%. I believe in them. I believe in both of them. Now I make I even day today with a smiling face. Because I don't get no doubt in Dr. Samora Kamara. I don't get doubt in cherry cocoa, because even though some people they look at me say they're against cherry cocoa because maybe they pump for Ivona Kisoya before. I never get any negative thinking about cherry cocoa, and I believe in the leadership, and I believe say with them, because you know one thing about leadership, you get for listening, you get for be somebody where they listening, you get for go down to the lower level, because we got to what we call the bottom top approach. You know, for sideline any side. So I see Cherry Coco, I see Dr. Samura Kamara as people that way they go down to the level of the grassroots and listen to them. Because now when you listen to that way you feel say, you know, for listening to, they give you the right informations.
Just give me four reasons why you feel say the young people for vote against Mother Bill on the 24th of June.
4 reasons.
Just give me 4. Summarize everything, just 4. But just give me 4.
Well, look, as young person, one reason why I feel say you for vote against Mother Bill, see don't like invalidate yourself from 2018 to 2023. If your life don't change, if you don't achieve, more especially you will graduate university, college, or any institution 2018. If you get job well paid, your life okay, you get good side for sleep, go vote for Mother Bill. But if you at all from 2018 to now, your life no move, everything just they stand still. Even sideways, you still asleep. Now 6 now one boy's room or girl's room, then vote for Samura Kamara. Then 1. I go put that on the capacity building. Yeah. So the second thing again, if you feel say you like for see your mama and papa where you still on that because you don't get job, then continue for buy rest 700,000 euros for feed you na house where you not get no impact where it creates the because of the government creates the platform for you. You still want to see your mama papa stress. You want for sleep with angry because the neighbor buy rest 700,000 because the fee along go 21,000. If you feel say it okay for you, then go vote for Mother Bill. But if you feel say you know you want to go back for buy rest 200, 300, then you live happily, then vote Dr. Samura Kamara. Of course, security. We all don't hear the video where they out, where the president admits say we don't open the space, we not they kill again. If you believe that statement say they not go kill again, they don't open the space, then go vote for Mother Bill. But that just give a scenario. If you get a boyfriend or you get a girlfriend, you help for pay for her for come overseas. The person come overseas, and not call you, and not text you. You they say they bill us. You say they sponsor girlfriend there. And they overseas, when then deport her, they go meet you, say no, you know what's in? Give me 1 million, I do business. Why I get business? I they married you. You do then you get yourself for blame. Then I like Mother Bill. If Mother Bill 5 years, and not do nothing for improve your life, your family, the community, the country, then you still want to go get another 5 years. Make sure say anything we don't do now, not 10 times it can do. Then are the third one. The last one among the 4, where I want for gay. Now the peace, the unity, where we don't lost now in country. If you still want for there, then begin point you say you not mende, you not simini. For now we get grudge among ourselves. If you still want let we live that way, they mind you, tribal war is very bad. If you want let we go to that point, some of we they against them because some of we they between the 2 big tribes there. Me mama na mende, me papa na timini. So some of we they against that. So if you want let tribalism continue now the country, vote for Mother Bill because it spell out clean. Say when they come, they increase. Now make I tell you say Mother Bill come and implement Albert Magai because I start tribalism, one party state, all the state. Come with some laws that way, bring problems as alone. So if you want let we go to that tribalism point where Mother Bill the tribe will go with we, then go vote for her. But if at all
you don't really summarize some solid points there. Somebody they talk about Hassan Babakanu they talk so he say get more than 50 reasons why them for vote Mother Bill out. You understand? Wait till we can narrow down to 4 because of this time.
Yeah.
Now we they talk about issues of youth unemployment and youth as agents of change when one's difficulties and then at the country. Now when they talk about they talk about this issue of experience after university. When you come on university, they can't tell you say you forget
Working experience.
15 years working experience. You know, these are some of the things where they really kill down the
Yes.
young people
Uh,
completely.
Igalo, I
Completely,
don't.
where they really shut down the young people when they graduate from university. Imagine you don't spend 5 good years from university, you don't come. After when you come, always and they tell you now, say you forget 5 years or 15 years experience. Who say you pull that experience there? You think you not feel say Dr. Samora Kamara in this new manifesto, if we ensure say in SATA inside they say the issues of experience in job, more especially where they affect university graduates and where they come out. You know, if you say for put and they say it's going to be a policy, say there's no need for us for 15 years experience.
Well, I don't know if na spy, na spy, and you know what they talk all, I just they take jottings. I don't know if that is spy, but me not go say let it put on that way. They say they not for ask for 5 years. Let's tell you one thing. I be done they push for my salon. I get an organization a salon where I me establish, right? Even though now I be done pull on by the organization. One thing where I be done they fight for when I go Liberia 2017. I go attend a conference thing and I go get the idea when Liberia the colleagues in Liberia be they push for that. I look at and say we need an salon past Liberia. The experience we need them. Even Canada so they don't just give job if you not get the experience. The experience, trust me, some of we get job when we did school. Because of me advocacy experience, I begin get job for my day school. You understand? Because of the experience. I get job na salon I work. I even get opportunities for travel around because of the experience. So we're not gonna say when they get a policy, we go wipe away the experience. You know the missing point, the biggest problem we get in a salon, we for address that side. Now the problem of internship. Internship now the biggest problem. Igalo, I do social work na meet my guy. Say I come on meet my guy. I not go do field work. Say I come out, I not get Dr. Samura Kamara for do. Therefore, make them as a policy say every institution for creates the space, the avenue for let people they can't do the.
The line is scrambled. The line is scrambled. Comrade Alusen will come online shortly. The line is scrambled. We just miss him. We just miss him. The line is scrambled. Comrade Alusen will join me back soon. We just to talk about this issue of experience on and employment business where they affect young people and growth in our society in Sierra Leone. Even Mr. Sewa Komo University, you know, we apply for jobs and they ask for 10, 15 years experience. You know, you don't go spend 5 good years in university. All of can ask back 10, 15 years experience. So you pull up. And I want to believe in I'm also the reason why under the leadership of an ESCOMA, they established what they call the National Youth Service Scheme. But unfortunately, you know, the service scheme we don't and then enact a way company implementation. It was a compulsory service. You know, we get this service scheme now. The Nigeria model now will be copied from. But ensure say each and everybody will come out university for can serve government for at least a year. There are different areas. And so man they go doing service as a military personnel. So man they go to the police. So man they go to the teaching field. So they go to the private industry. So man they go to the banking industry. Some they kind of government. All and the owner for ensure say they're able mitigate the issue of job this issue of unemployment because the compulsory mandates of the service scheme now for bring university graduates them, send them, and again there was something we call patriotism in that particular youth service scheme. Whereas that this cultural intermarriages and cross carpeting, take for instance, you are a graduate from Frabe College, you born at Kailan, you know, the service scheme for give opportunity for let you go do your 1 year internship now like Makini or you don't like Naton Kolili. So that will help you for integrate for let you know exactly what is happening in Makini. So this issue of tribalism, regionalism, nepotism, if it be actually the youth service scheme be it clearly spells say if I be able nipper on the board. Because imagine you graduate from university, you are from Kaila, you go Makeni, you go settle there. Maybe you go get your wife, they born picking a day. Anybody can't tell you about Tim Nilimba Loko or blah blah blah. You go say no, me na ya me na ya do establish. Me picking they talk to me. They talk me there at the same time. Just like how we take somebody and take you from Makeni, you go na Kaila. You go there for 1 year, at least you go do service day. So it helps the integration and it will mitigate this tribalism. We don't become a ton of the flesh under President BO in administration. Where everybody now they look at and now say, for like belong to a political party, you need to belong to this tribe. All them things are very wrong. And as young people, healthy for the environment. Because at the end of the day, now we they suffer in the pain. It just like when they say two elephants, we elephants in the fence. Now the grass now they suffer. And now we the young people, we now the grass. Now we no more than go for the mass. So in all of this put together, I want believe say we get a responsibility as young people for begin speak truth to power. Now we get for effect the regime change. A lot of things that don't happen under Madabiyo administration. The Pandema Road massacre, the Tumbo killing, the Makeni for generator. These are all areas, the August 10, these are all young people. All happen as a result of the high increase of youth unemployment, the high increase of inflations. Prices just go up. Imagine me, I don't born me picking at a very youthful age, me picking for go school and say free education. But I mean to buy uniform, I get for pay Okada if there's a distance for me picking, I get for feed me picking. If me no get job, I know it will feed me picking. How if you say that free education will even impact me picking? Me picking go school, you come back and get in for it, I go able study for comprehend what you don't go teach for the free education. One way or the other, when we talk about policies, we get to look at the backgrounds of those policies. Because if you don't address the backgrounds, at the end of the day, now propaganda no more like they happen. Begin bring statistics here and there, figures. They go and mislead the people about figures. We have employed this, but it's not reflective. The poverty just they continue. Prices are just going up. Young people, inside the youth policy, there is a provision for employed, skills and unskilled youths. What is happening with those young people who don't get skills? What are the provision for them? Because if you don't go school, if you don't come to university, you don't care. Better pass the one who not go school. Because you go school for like can better the society and better yourself and your family. But if you come back again, you don't come, you can meet somebody back na at base. When I can't sit down back again, argue about Arsenal, when they argue about Chelsea for the rest of the day. What is the difference between you and that person? Now, more so the reason why we the youth them for be very conscious this time around. We were aware say everything we don't pass in these 5 years. These are things we get for continue and they get for repeat, they get for worst. If we not sit down mental, we or just say enough is enough. Not to forgo feto because we they against violence or will continue for condemn violence. But we for stand tall, go na that ballot box day. You vote for Dr. Samora Kamara because they vote for Dr. Samora Kamara because you're not APC. You vote for him because you want to let the regime change. Inside 5 years, people will say it's short. But 5 years, small because can't just not only the first person we can form government. Other administrations and they don't set policies in place. Look at what is happening in the youth ministry. They even read it. All killing will take place. I've never seen. I don't know, Sweet Bonita. If you ever don't see a press release coming from the Ministry of Youth Affairs condemning what is happening in the country in terms of violence, in terms of all the killing that we don't take place when our young people there. I've never seen them condemning, then see them blame government about issues the way they affect young people. Have you ever seen that?
They don't condemn, they said it hasn't happened. So as far as they're concerned, they don't see it.
So what's the essence of those institutions? Meaning they have staffs there, they are paid inflated monies. At the end of the day, they even hear them. You hardly even see them going at the entire base for engaging the young people. We don't see those things on social media. We don't see those things. We don't see the movement. What is happening with the youth farms that restarted? Because government and continuity is a foundation for let people continue. You talk about free education, you campaign on free education. But you talk about free education. If you want to go teach me picking at school, you get for no say me when are the parents. and for able can for sustain that pikin dey for let you go eat and get fresh air and for able study wetin you go teach am. But if you go teach the pikin and the pikin kind of owns, mama papa no get nothing for game for like eat. Sweet bonita. How you tell me say that free education will be impact on that pikin life?
But again, I think on that case, we had where Madabio said he has made the parent to say $500 a month. So he's giving them
how much now the school fees we actually then they pay per people?
Well, it
How much
depends
na the
on the
school fees
school.
we then dey pay?
It depends on the
How
school. I
much na
think the cost of school fees is more expensive now that it's free compared to when it was not a flagship program from the former president, His Excellency Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, because by then people were not coming to complain. Now that it's free, it's even more
But
expensive.
even during an Escomine time, there was equally free education for science
No, but it wasn't advertised, and people
Grantinel
were
was given
seeing that
a lot
free
of Grantinel
education.
was given to university students.
Yes.
There was provision for even young people who not go university. We began what we call a drainage clearing project, whereas it was a cash forward program where we beget a lot of young people then at the ghettos. They were employed, they clean the drainages them so that then when rains and they come, the flooding, over flooding will take place. Then they were paid a substantial amount of money. Some were earning 500, some were earning $1 million, some were earning 2 million. All the district youth council chairmen at that time, they all be the survive. They all be supervisors, and so they all be the earn every month. But now all those things are not happening. And with the generating fund and through the road maintenance fund, meaning there are institutions where financially for able support youth programs, but it's not happening under this administration. Maybe then they give them money, they are, one thing one notice and observe by the administration of the SMPP government are that they have government institutions, but they have NGOs and INGOs that are being run by these politicians. So money is coming primarily for people way for survive. Then they divert them to those NGOs. So those NGOs will go and implement and give pittance to people. Then they get the bulk of the money in terms of administrative costs. So how you really think say young people and for able get the space or let them able get employment? It's
Well, to be
extremely
honest,
difficult.
Comrade Gallo, when you just mentioned about this employment issue, I think when this administration came into governance, we saw they brought up the NPRC cleaning, this end of month cleaning. And we saw the way they were dealing with the phones publicly. The mayor of Freetown refused to sign a document because she has witnessed that things have not been done. And she was asked to sign a document that says X, Y, and Z has been done. She says, no, I can't because I was here and I've monitored everything, so I will not sign it. Which she was publicly assaulted. And after that month, we've never heard about cleaning in Freetown. So you cannot stand to these people to say, no, what you said you're doing, you are not doing it. I'm not going to be part of you. You become a target. This is why the mayor of Freetown has been having issues with them because she refused to sign. And that was the end of cleaning. After that attack on Yvonne Akinsoya, I did not hear about cleaning anymore. She was going around when people were cleaning the hospital, the street. They refused to pay the people. And people will say, oh, Yvonne will be the one to pay them. No, it wasn't her duty. And she will go live on Facebook and say, listen, the trash have been swept by the street cleaners. It's here. They haven't paid them. They went back and messed it up on the street. And they'll come, oh, Yvonne hasn't done this. These people, as long as it's not for them, they don't support it. And this is why we see in Freetown. And for me, I'm from the east, which is where like those Wellington, Calvert Town. In the morning or at night, you see people cleaning the street. You ask them, they say the mayor pays. And it's still continuing. But again, when this administration, they said, no, it's not her. She pays out of her own pocket to clean.
It's unfortunate because it's very unfortunate.
It's so sad. You cannot do something for the betterment of the country as long as you're the one to be seen.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, not to everybody will get for go school. Some man they will not go school. It's still useful in society because we get things that way for make society gets an enabling environment. Because if that young man they way if for grab na morning, at least go do something, we mon don't expect something. If you don't get nothing for do, trust me, it don't become a threat to security. It don't become a security threat in that area, even at the country. And that is what is happening. You find out that even the president himself is very scared now the western area. Imagine a whole independent day pass, we don't have any single activity. But ensure say if the president can wine and dine with the people, but reflect back on history. But because of the issue of unemployment, because of the fact say incessant conscious say e not perform, things are hard, things are difficult, they go in a hiding. Rather, it expose the security forces for get a clash with the citizens. And to me, I feel say it's very wrong. And as a government, we all get for sit down and condemn them, say you cannot continue to stifle the peace and then happiness of the people just because you feel say you don't become unsafe. And enough for happen so because you as a leader, now the people that you serve. But if you turn around, you feel say now the people that for serve you, then this is where we're asking for the young people for regime change. Do we have Comrade Barry on the studio?
No, we've lost most of our guests. You know, honestly, Comrade Gallo, one thing I've seen since this administration has been in governance, or they were in governance, the notion of independence, we were never, because we saw it. 2021, I was in Freetown. There was nothing. Absolutely nothing. I went to the airport, dropped a friend, and then I drove through Potloko and I was going down. People were working as normal. There was no activities going on. And I have videos of shot. Last year again, I was in Freetown. In fact, in the morning, it didn't even sound that it was an independent. It was even worse. People will tell you, oh, what's happening? And it depends on where you are, Igalo. That's when you will see your neighbors are coming to you to say, oh, today's holiday. Because every day they eat you. So when it's holiday, you know, it becomes extra. They'll be like, oh, today is independent. I'm like, what's independent? Oh, April 27th. So we need to cook. And I'm like, I look at my mom and she says, yeah. That's when people had to come and cook. So that area became celebrating independence. And this was 2022. This year, I'm not there. So they don't have independence. And again, when it was a sit at home, so it's even worse. There is nothing else for people to do. It's so sad. It's so sad. But when you say, people will come to the point and say, oh, no, because you're in a position. No, I need to be honest with myself. Nothing has happened. And they've in fact told people, you cannot even gather to do X, Y, and Z, especially if you are not with them. So it becomes a threat.
Let me just read this message coming from Comrade Bakat King Content. It says, saying one thing is different from doing one thing. The SLPP are creative in writing projects, but they are very poor in implementing those projects. False propaganda is their main manifesto. They have lied a lot to the illiterate, for they do not understand. This is exactly what we are saying. Thank you very much, Comrade Bakarkin, the chairman for Belgium districts, for that wonderful message. And exactly this is what is happening. You know, this too much of, you know, you cannot continue ruling a country with propaganda, because at the end of the day, the exchange rates will continue to expose you in the economy. And that is exactly what is happening. So, and then Comrade Sweet Bonita, we've lost our guest in the studio. And unfortunately, today we were expecting the PRO for the APC National Young Congress and his deputy, who is a woman, you know. But you know, the crisis and the persistent crisis in you know, the blackout, the issue of internet connectivity, you know, and these are things that are embedded in the country, and we lost them. They couldn't show up for the show, but they text me. They've promised faithfully that we should try to host them most immediately in our next program to ensure that they come and enlighten the young people what is going to be, or what is expected in the manifesto of Dr. Samora Kamara for the June 24th elections. And then Comrade Alusan was with us. He was very vocal, trying to. Oh, is he back? Comrade Alusan, are you back? Comrade Alusan, are you back on the studio? Is he back on the studio? Well, yeah, maybe he will come and we'll try to wrap.
Well, I think maybe at this stage, Comrade Gallo, is it possible for us to remind our guests what is happening on the 27th? Because it will be really nice for them to look at us and see.
I say me swallow people and it's not payback time. Payback time, it's a payback time. I say me swallow people and it's not payback time. Payback time, it's a payback time. Lolo 2018 election, Tolomo. So we dey go, Dr. Samura na the choice of the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. So we dey go, APC all for the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, APC all for the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, President Koroma Bikana power where we country salon big banner. Oh na na na. President Koroma Bikana power where we country salon big banner. They give you good road and you light up the country salon in pull in a corner. You not the free money gonna Ghana. You don't make sure me go ask some plumber. I said the youth them say if I don't go, if I don't go.
My co-presenter, Comrade Bonita, for the advertisement. Fambulem, the young people in the diaspora, on the 27th of May. It's a big day for the young people in the diaspora. We get for ensure say we converge now Belgium and Antwerp for go. Now we go discuss as young people at the same time we party well and we begin the partner for come ready now for go elections because on the 27th now just a rondo no more now. It's about 2 or 3 weeks now for we go voting Dr. Samuel Kamara and Cherno Majuba for the president and vice president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So we normally wanna miss the youth conference in Belgium and Antwerp. With the appeal to all young people in the diaspora. If you know even be to APC, but you believe say the regime of Madabi you don't feel me, but you didn't the diaspora, do allow me talk in Belgium on the 27th. So that we will go discuss, and after that, then we party together. And to all we big one, and the chairman them, and the various branches them, then executive, the membership, they appeal to all. This na APC business. We all go join hands together and support the young people and the Belgian executive when they host we the Belgian membership. Lord we go wine and dined because now the victory, the 24th June victory, now they begin one more put now. Because we begin celebrate from that point. You know, when we go Sierra Leone now, we go electrify, we go with vibrancy, we know say President Bio, any kind way, no matter the rigging strategy we don't put in place. Now bye-bye, if I go, good do. Because election is about winning the hearts and minds of people. If the country difficult challenges then they if now with man and also by then time I will say no, I'm not going to run in again because I don't have much of ideas. I don't short of ideas because 5 years you know able bring the changes them where you be put now your manifesto. Now just say you want rebrand the image of the country, you waste the money, taxpayers the money, just go and fly all over the country, all over the place. Now elections don't come. That thing we then call the entrance legitimacy. You get for Anam with the people. So if you know about Anam, then definitely you are going. Comrade Alusain, what's your final message? We wrap up now with the show. We expect we two guests them from Freetown and AK Sankoy deputy, but we're not able to get them because of electricity shortage na Freetown and this issue of data business. The internet not too strong. What's your last message? We'll round up the program now.
My last message where I want for send out to all young people we know say they face a lot of suppression when the time of the registration collection of the IDs, and we know say there are still voters ID cards where they within the district offices of ECSL. If you not get your ID card it, please now for go now any district ECSL office go pick your ID card, because now the tool that there for you capacity building in the next 5 years, that you voters ID card. Now in the tool, now your passport down there where they able for bring you come overseas. Now your passport, now your tool down there where they able for make you be who that you want for be. Go take your voters ID card. And again, the message I want to give to the party, especially Dr. Samura Kamara, like as we say, Dr. Samura Kamara get for focus into capacity building of young people. After the capacity building, because like we say, the policy mentioned about skill and unskilled youth. But for me, I know how we follow the unskilled youth like that, because it will be difficult for them to get job. As you all mentioned, say, even the one that we get skill, not they get work. And also now, the one that we not get skill. So then therefore make sure say then build the capacity of people, especially people that went into entrepreneurship. You know, can be say pass for give them work or give them job. Somebody can want to do in your personal business. So many projects and young people they want for him back. If we get loans them, let we get loans them where somebody can able to take loan and go improve on in personal business. That's not a job creation. So again, I want to call upon each and every young person, elections, not for big violence. Let we not create anything we will make we go back to the days of the 90s. Who say we run, because anything we happen as alone, now with the young people it affect. So I want to say plenty thank you to you and Sweet Bonita. I think so I don't
Yeah, before before you round up, talk more about the youth conference on the 20th and the 27th of May. Are you
Yes.
going to be there? You therefore be send your representation as
Well,
the young people.
unfortunately, I'm not going for day because of schooling. Me now students now, like as you say, building a capacity, and by then I will try for wrap up with me exams for the second semester. By the
Okay, we
start,
don't know as you know, but what's now your message of hope
the
for
message.
young
Wait.
people?
Comrade Gallo, not that. He's a chairman, so we need to know who is a representative, because as you
I
can
mean,
see,
another ask another. We need your representative.
we've
So
just
give
got
me.
a PRO here from Bristol telling us they are sending representatives. So
Yeah. I just taking the
you need
comment
to have a
from there
representative,
with
my dear.
us.
If
He
you
Okay,
said,
don't have
okay.
a representative, turn
if
up.
I read it as a constituency under UCAN district, they are going to send 2 young people as representation
Bristol, Manchester,
Bristol, Manchester,
London.
all other areas, you know.
We need your own note. That's
So we
it.
need your representation. But what's my final message
Well,
on this
they
youth
represent.
conference
Well,
program?
first of all, on the summits, I want for reaffirm a commitment that I say the Canada
Yes, sir.
branch. We fully they support the summit. We endorse the summit, and the
Thank you.
video I do we just spell out clearly say we they support the summit. In representation, right now you then na Europe, now today Europe, are they Canada, but through Zoom or through the internet are able to participate. And now
That's
for
true.
give you any assurance now I say we they send somebody now, because like as I say, they say in youth, the youth involvement, right, of the youth, we get one team where they global level. They say nothing for us without us is not for us. Meaning anything when for we, without we involvement, not for we. So if I can, yeah, I can't give any decision on behalf of young people in Canada where I'm not engaged with them, then I don't do a big mistake. So I all want force, like engage with the few membership of the young people within Canada, so we can able to put heads together if whether somebody can able to go or not. But the rest assured say we dey support the summit.
Okay. Thank you very much, Comrade Alusan Bangra. Do we have Comrade Mohamed Barry on the studio for giving final last message? All right, well, one for thank him so much. The chair, the youth congress leader in Germany. One for thank him for his participation in this program. One for thank you, Comrade Alusan Bangura, for your participation. The next edition, I want you to do thorough research about the past administration of Fanes Kuma in terms of youth employment and unemployment, and the present of Madabio. Because one take on a head on for ensuring the young people know the difference and realize themselves and go vote Madabio come in the 24th of June and the next ballot. Comrade Sweet Bonita, You get your final word for say before I can final give me lap.
Yes, so my final words to our comrades and Sierra Leoneans on the 27th of May, please make your way down to Antwerp in Belgium. I'll be there myself, and I want to assure every parent that your child that will be going down to that conference, I'll take it upon myself to be responsible for them because I got four of my own. So I know how it feels when a child is not with the parent. And also, I'm appealing to everyone's coming from UK and Ireland. If you're traveling on the 25th, please get in contact with me because I have other young people traveling on that day so that you can all travel on the same train. It will be easier, and I'll make myself available again to pick you guys up at the train station. Please, please, please get in contact. It's very important. And this youth conference, even though it's organized by APC, is a youth conference for every youth because I think when it comes to youth, it's generally we need even SLPP youth to come and learn. They can learn one or two things. We can learn something from them. We want everybody to come. It's inclusiveness. It's Sierra Leone. This is a betterment of Sierra Leone. So I'm appealing to everyone and also to say thank you to the Belgium executive for giving the youth this platform because without them, it would have been a struggle. But we want to say thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to you, Secretary General, for the youth conference because without you, you are the head of the secretariat. And without you, the chairman, the leader, the head, the president will not move. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for making this to come to life because it was a dream. Now it's definitely the dream has come through. This is
It's a
what
reality now.
yes,
It's
it's
a reality.
so I want to say thank you so much for making myself to be part of this wonderful program. So that will be my
Thank you.
message to comrades all.
Thank you.
I want to say
Thank
please,
you.
please, please, we
Thank,
need a donation and make sure you turn up. We need your donation
thank
and we
you.
need your
Thank
presence.
you. Thank you very much, Comrade Sweet Bonita, my co-presenter. Fabulem. When they come to the end of the show, me will present the show to me in a Comrade Gallo, when the Diaspora Young Congress Secretary. And also thank me producer when I come with Mo Bangura for the platform and they thank the entire management and staff of the APC Diaspora Online TV for giving the space as young people for all we can, for talk to we colleagues them because now we no more we will speak to we colleagues them, for let them understand and not say the country don't go through a lot. Youth unemployment is a situation, it's a complex political emergency, and for ensure that we as young people vote wisely in the next coming elections, and now we ensure say we bring Dr. Samora Kama as an expatriate for carry them with country from the political and socio-economic entanglement. And then come with then we want to tell you pledge thank you for Bristol Youth Way and therefore represent Una. We will rest assured and say they are going to be safe and sound, and it's going to be a history we're all going to live together. On behalf of the leadership of the Diaspora Young Congress, Komo Puloko Bubo, we want to thank you and thank the executive of the Young Congress, thanks all the young leaders at the various branches them, and equally thank the youth them at the diaspora for supporting us, because they are doing immensely well. And yesterday, day before yesterday, Poloko Obo traveled going to Cyprus for go engage the young people, and he was there as well on Independent Day. But talk to the young people and explain to them in terms of leadership capacity, in terms of building themselves. We get a very mobile youth leader. We ready for Jamboree everywhere. And don't forget the You Can I inaugural ceremony will take place tomorrow. And we have been invited as young people in the diaspora. I shall say the leader PLP Godede and the young people in Manchester and all other chapters and will represent we adequately because we want the young people to be felt in every sphere of decision at this party. And the space is there for us, and we need for land and ensure say we no get no other option again, but rather for fight this fight collectively for bring the party back to power. Thank you very much. Until then, I remain for Big Comrade Igalo. We next show we go advertise and we all will come back again, open this platform for all can discuss and chat the way forward. Thank you very much. I want for sit at home. I want a good night. But before I go, before I go, finally, I want to recognize the hardworking wife with the behind the show as well. Now in the work on the computer, put her on, try for do all the other things. I want for thank you, Mrs. Kamara, for because if not to you, I not go sit down behind this TV today. They explain and explain. They can't explain. So thank you very much, Mrs. Kamara, for the support. Thank you. Goodbye.
I say me shallow people and this not payback time. Payback time, this a payback time. I say me shallow people and this not payback time. Payback time, this a payback time. Lolo 2018 election, Tolomo. So we dey go, Dr. Samura na the choice of the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. So we dey go, Cherry Coco na the choice of the youth, them Tolomo. So we dey go, APC all for the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, APC all for the nation, Tolomo. So we dey go, President Koroma be cana power where we country salon big banner. Oh na na na. President Koroma be cana power where we country salon big banner. They give you good road and they light up the country salon in pull in a corner. They not free money gonna Ghana. They don't make sure me go ask some plumber. I said the youth them